Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Commentary Hub's coverage of the UEFA Women's Euros 2022. We at the Commentary Hub are delighted to be bringing you our very own coverage of the UEFA Women's Euro 2022. And it will take place throughout England. And it is the second time that England has hosted the European Championships. They first hosted it all the way back in 2005. And yes, unfortunately, they did not get past beyond the group stage. However, this generation of England players are likely to go even as far as the semi-finals and even the final. In my view, they reached the semi-finals in Euro 2017, only to lose out to eventual winners, the Netherlands. And Mike Harneman's just coming in saying good evening as well. So good evening, Mike. Hope you are well. And they also reached the semi-finals of the World Cup, of the Women's World Cup in 2019, where they lost to eventual winners, the United States. Tonight, England host Austria, and they've actually met each other before. They also and in actual fact, they've met each other recently. Most recently, they met during a Women's World Cup qualifying campaign back in November at the Stadium of Light in Sunderland. Ellen White was the only goal scorer, and JB Sports, good evening to you as well, saying good luck for tonight. Enjoy. And the game is taking place at Old Trafford, home of Manchester United. The nation has waited a long time for this momentous occasion. People are hoping that not only will it increase the profile and raise the awareness of women's football in England, not just at professional, but also at semi and grassroots level. England have been in superb form going into this game, as not only have they been unbeaten in their World Cup qualifying campaign, they also won 3 build-up friendlies to the Euros. They beat Belgium, the Netherlands, and Switzerland. So should they face them in later tournaments, I wouldn't bet against them. I wouldn't bet against them beating them for real, as opposed to the friendlies. They also won the Arnold Clark Cup earlier this year, so it's fair to say that the Lionesses under Sarina Wiegman are on a roll. And Austria, as you mentioned, they also reached the semi-finals in Euro 2017, only to lose to Denmark on penalties, and they qualified as runners-up in their group, conceding only 3 goals. The winners of their group were France. And before we get onto the lineups, I should point out that Lisa Kolb has withdrawn after contracting COVID-19, and Maria Platner is out with a shoulder injury. So now onto the lineups. Starting with England, in goal is number 1, Mary Earps. The remaining members: number 2, Lucy Bronze; number 3, Rachel Daly; number 4, Kira Walsh; number 5, Millie Bright; number 6, Millie Bright, I should say; number 7, Beth Mead; number 8, the captain, Leah Williamson; number 9, Ellen White; number 10, Georgia Stanway; number 11, Lauren Hemp; and number 14, Fran Kirby for Austria. And the starting lineup is number 1, Manuela Zinsberger. The remaining players: number 3, Katharina Naschenweng; number 7, Karina Weininger; number 8, Barbara Dunst; number 9, Sarah Zadrazil; number 10, Laura Freisinger; Number 11, Victoria Schnaderbeck, the captain. Number 12, Laura Weinroter. Number 15, Nicole Bieler. Number 17, Sarah Puntigam. And number 19, Varina Hanshaw. Substitutes for England are the two goalkeepers, Hannah Hampton and Ellie Roebuck. Number 5, Alex Greenwood. Number 12, Jess Carter. Number 15, Demi Stokes. Number 16, Jill Scott. Number 17, Nikita Paris. Number 18, Chloe Kelly. Number 19, Beth England. Number 20, Ella Toon. Number 22, Lottie Wibben-Moy. And number 23, Alessia Russo. Austria substitutes are Isabella Kresch and Jasmine Powell. The other goalkeepers. Number 2, Marina Georgieva. Number 4, Selena Deegan. Number 5, Annabelle Sharshing. Number 6, Katarina Scheitel. Number 13, Virginia Kirkberger. Number 14, Marie Hobinger. Number 16, Jasmine Ader. Number 18, Julia Hickelsberger Fuller. Number 20, Lisa Makash. And number 22, Stephanie Ensinger. And for the match officials, our referee is Marta Huerta de Eza, assistant referee of Spain, and our assistant referees are Guadalupe Porras Ayuso of Spain and Francesca Di Monte of Italy. Fourth official, Stephanie Frappard of France. On VAR tonight is Jose Maria Sanchez, and assistant VAR, Guillermo Quadra Fernandez. This is the first time at a major women's tournament, at a major international tournament for women, that VAR has been implemented. That VAR will be in use, and the UEFA delegate is Maria Mifsud of Malta. So the clock. We're now just about 6 or so minutes away from the start of what could potentially be a tournament to remember, not just in England but throughout Europe. And as I speak, we're just about going through the last few minutes, I should say, of the opening ceremony at Old Trafford. The performers are starting to make their way off the pitch. So just so the teams can can walk out. Just seen many players coming out, walking around with the delegates and performers waving the UEFA Women's Euro 2022 flag. And according to JB Sports, there are some of the latest odds to win the Euros. According to Paddy Power, Spain are 3-1 favourites, though an injury to Alexia Putellas will do them no favours whatsoever. England are 4-1. Holland and France, are 5-1, and Sweden 6-1, and Germany are odds at 7-1. And as for the rest, their odds are at 16-1, and those other teams will likely include the runners-up from the previous Euros, Denmark. So the atmosphere building up inside the stadium. The crowd are enjoying the opening ceremony so far, and both flags of England and Austria are being laid out inside the stadium, and the players are now at the mouth of the tunnel as they prepare to come out. Leah Williamson composing herself. She has been a superb captain for the Lionesses in place of the injured Steph Horton, who has been absent for much of the season. Leah Williamson had a couple of a couple of spells with injury herself, but she has been, but as I say, she has been very effective against. But as I say, she has been very effective as captain, and some people are saying that Serena Wiegmann couldn't have picked a better player to lead the side out. The fans inside the stadium getting ready to show the support. Quite a lot of them are holding England flags as well. Austria trying to compose themselves as well. England doing a bit more in the ways of exercises. Mike's saying that he's hoping for a positive start, want to see a good, stronger performance. He's going for a 3-0 win for England. And just as I say that, the teams are now leaving the tunnel and going to walk out onto the pitch. And just caught sight of the ball there in whites with dashes of blue and purple. And the teams now walking out onto the field. Applause all round, going all round the pitch. The majority of supporters inside the stadium will likely be from England, and there should be quite a few Austrian supporters, but whereabouts in the stand they are, I don't know yet. And both England and Austria are now gathering around onto the centre of the pitch. So it'll soon be time for the national anthems. Last few Austrian players making their way onto the centre of the pitch. So we get ready now as we pause. So we now get ready as we pause for the national anthems. And the remaining delegate, the national anthems will actually be sung live. Yes, singers. So now it's now time for the national anthem of Austria.
And now, performed by Emily Haley, please remain standing for the national anthem of England.
Both national anthems sung with great gusto by the players and the fans, and also the two opera singers who sung live for the audience. The players now doing the customary handshakes, and Austria, as I mentioned, were holding out shirts for both the players I just mentioned who are absent, and the lineups for England. Earps starts in goal. As I mentioned, then it's a back four of Daly, Williamson, Bright and Bronze. Walsh, Stanway are in midfield. The three forwards, and it's actually a staggered midfield formation of Hemp, Walsh, Kirby, Stanway and Mead. Ellen White is the lone striker, or should I say Hemp? Kirby and Mead are flanking White up front. As for Austria, Manuela Zinsberger start with Zinsberger in goal, and the back four of Austria of back four for Austria of Weinreuter, Weininger, Schnaderbeck and Hanshaw, with Puntigam in midfield, and the forward four of Dunst, Zadrazil, Freisinger and Naschenweng, with Bila the lone striker. England are playing in a 4-2-3-1 formation. For Austria, it is a 4-1-4-1. So we're now just counting down the last we're now just counting down the last couple of minutes until the start of the Women's Euro, until the start of the UEFA Women's Euros in 2022. They were meant to take place last year, but due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic and restrictions, that was impossible. So it was actually pushed back. It was also pushed back to 2022 to accommodate the men's Euros, which took place last year. England may have lost. The England men's team may have fallen at the final hurdle last year, but the women's team are confident that they can do much better here. And JB Sports is commented by saying that England will win 2-0. So 2-0 to England, says JB. Well, we shall see. Personally, I think England will win against Austria, given how strong they were against them in the Women's World Cup qualifying rounds. So the teams now sprinting now making their way into their final positions, and this will be Austria who will kick us off with Barbara Dunst and ready to kick off proceedings with the ball. Austria are playing in black. As the side that are away. England are wearing their traditional all white. So everyone as one takes the knee in support of the ongoing prejudices around the world right now. And but a bit of confusion going on as we thought we moved too early, but we're away now for the start of the Women's Euros 2022, and it's Austria straight into action, with the ball, but England managed to head the ball clear, and the ball has now just gone to Freisinger, but England appears to have that one covered. But it's now Austria back in possession. With the ball. The ball has now been caught by Freisinger. Freisinger gives it away to England, but that was not the start I would have expected to see from Austria. Already straight in there and under control. Zadrazil with the ball momentarily, but it's been given. But it was almost taken by England, and it was passed down as far as Schnaderbeck. But Austria still have the ball. England need to react. And quickly. And Mike says it was beautiful to see a massive round of applause when the players took the knee. Credit to everyone in the stadium, and the fans' reaction to it was wonderful. And already we have Lauren Hemp on the ground. Lauren Hemp has been fouled by somebody. I couldn't see who it was initially, but in fact it was Laura Weinreuter who fouled Lauren Hemp, and that's not what England wants at the start of a tournament like this. One of their star players fouled early on, but it's given the Lionesses a free kick, and it'll either be Hemp or Kirby to take the free kick. As and there's actually shades of pink as well as light blue and purple on the match ball. Zinsberger trying to direct the operations from the goal, but Hemp straight in there with the free kick, was aiming for Alan White, but Zinsberger quick to catch the ball. It would appear that Austria have now wised up to their defeat against England, and they're proving to be very resilient at the moment. Schneiderbeck passes back towards Zinsberger. Zinsberger now passes the ball out to I think that might have been Weinreuter. Weinreuter now towards Zadrazil. Zadrazil trying to cross the ball at the field, but it's been poorly given away to England. Mary Earps clears the ball out of goal. I think it was passed to by Rachel Daly. Anyway, England still trying to keep hold of the ball, but Lauren Hemp tries to get to it. Dispossessed by Austria, and it's now with Verena Hanshaw, but England holding their line really well. That they've been tested so far. They've been tested so far in the opening 3 minutes, and after 3 minutes, it's still England 0, Austria 0. And you're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones. A big buzz around the ground, so says Mike, and Zinsberger now passing the ball out of goal. It looks as though there's been a bit of coordinated play between Austria. Could a shock, with Austria playing as the way they are, could a shock be on the cards in the opening game? But the ball has been poorly given away to England. It's now with Georgia Stanway. Stanway holding onto the ball, trying to cross towards Kirby in the goal area, but the Austrian defenders did really well to deflect the ball away, so not a good start for England in the opening game against Austria. Has the pressure of being the home nation started to get to them at this early stage of the game? But Austria now back. The ball is now back in play, and the ball still remains with Austria. Although England have quickly taken it off thanks to Kira Walsh, but it's been given away again to Zadrazil. England tackle the ball. They managed to get hold of it, but Austria have taken the ball back. It's Zadrazil now for Austria. There was almost an attempt at goal, but blocked, I think, by Daly, and it looked like Nicole Bieler was going to take the ball off as well. So haphazard defending, I would say. I would say, by England, but it's poorly. But it's now given away a corner to Austria. And it'll be Verena Hanshaw to take the corner in the fifth minute. So could a shock still be on the cards? But the corner swiftly dealt with by England, and the ball is now with I think that was Beth Mead. Yes, indeed it was. But Lauren Hemp just couldn't get to the ball in time, and it was dealt with very well by Barbara Dunst. Barbara Dunst. Could be a player to look out for for Austria, just like a Nicole Bieler and Sarah Zadrazil. England now regain control of the ball with Millie Bright passing to Lucy Bronze. Now back to Bright. Bright passes up the wing to, I think that was Beth Mead. Bright crossing the ball forward now towards Lauren Hemp, but Hemp just couldn't get to the ball in time. And already it looks as though it'll be a goal kick given to Austria. Irina Furman has been the coach of Austria since July 2020, and it'll be a position kick to work goal. And Mike has added that what could also be getting to England is the fact that they're so keen to impress and do well. But a throw-in has been given to England, quickly taken by Kira Walsh. Walsh Passing to, I think that's Daly, who's now passed to Millie Bright. Bright now, or was it Williamson? I think it was Williamson. Bronze tries to hold on to the ball, but was swiftly tackled by Freisinger for Austria. Laura Freisinger now with the ball for Austria, but was almost tackled from behind by England, and she's now given it to Nicole Bieler, and Bieler's been brought down by Beth Mead. And the referee Marta Huerta de Arthur is going to try and sort things out. So was it Bieler or was it Hanshaw? No, it was Verena Hanshaw that was fouled. It was Verena Hanshaw that was fouled. I think she was shouting for a card, but nothing given to England. As Mary Earps now clears the ball out of goal. If England don't put in an attacking performance as we know them for, then they're going to go a goal behind. Then they're going to go a goal behind Austria as Narschenweng crosses the ball. I think she was aiming for Nicole Bieler, but was swiftly put out by Millie Bright. 8 minutes in, England 0, Austria 0. And it'll be another throw in to Austria. England and Austria will face each other again later this year for their second match in the Women's World Cup qualifying campaign. The Women's World Cup will take place in Austria and New Zealand next year. So a poorly timed throw-in, which was deflected out by England, to be taken again by Austria. Hanshaw with the ball. She throws into the goal area, but the ball was headed out by what looked to be Williamson. Will it be third time lucky for Austria? It's now Nicole Bieler for Austria. She passes to Verena Hanshaw. Lucy Bronze tries to tackle the ball off Hanshaw, almost does so, but what she actually did was she forced Hanshaw into making a mistake by sending the ball out, and it will be Bronze to take the throw in for England, which she does. Bronze throws to Georgia Stanway. Stanway passes the ball now towards I think that's Leah Williamson. Leah Williamson almost gives the ball away to Austria, but England now have the ball back. It was Walsh now. It's Kira Walsh to Lucy Bronze. Now Millie Bright again. Millie Bright passing now to, I think that's Daly. And she's now found Jess Carter, or should I say Jess Carter? I think that was Carter. But Bright's now crossing the ball forward to Lauren Hemp. Lauren Hemp needs to find Ellen White. She does, but the ball does not go into the goal because it was saved by Manuela Zinsberger. Zinsberger, that is more like the England we know. So a good cross there by Hemp, but White was in the right place, but she was blocked by the Austrian defenders. So Bright now passing to I think that's Williamson. Now it's back towards Bright. Williamson now with the ball. She now passes to, I think that's Rachel Daly. Yes, indeed it is Daly. Daly back towards Williamson. Now Millie Bright. Bright's goes over the centre line. She's now passed to Lucy Bronze. Lucy Bronze needs to cross to a player up front fast. She does so. Finds Georgia Stanway, but Stanway was tackled from behind by Sarah Puntigam. But it's been given that. But the ball's given back to England. England need to get in front and fast. The ball's now with Beth Mead. Can she make something of it? No. Deflected away by Austria, but England announced. But it looks to me as though England are now starting to pile on the pressure after being caught out at the start. And Lauren Hemp now tries to make a shot on goal, but the ball just went over the crossbar. And Mike again is saying, that England seem to be getting a bit more confidence and more control of the game now. I would have to agree with him because Ellen White just missed the ball just missed the ball in that last attempt. We're now coming up to 12 minutes. It's still England 0, Austria 0. Narschenweng now with the ball, but given away to Bronze. For a moment, for the first 5 or so minutes, it looked as though Austria would get in front and break their duck against England. In the 7 attempts that they've played each other, they've never won and only scored 1 goal, conceding 22. Lauren Hemp now with the ball for England, trying to hold off Barbara Dunst, but failing to do so. She now passes to Rachel Daly. Daly crosses down the wing to Leah Williamson, and Williamson passes to Bright. Bright, what can she do? She finds Kira Walsh, who passes back now to Rachel Daly. England are now starting to be on the defensive a bit, or are they trying to catch Austria out? Daly crossing down wing to Williamson. It looks as if Hemp was going to get the ball off, but Austria were quick to intercept, and the ball is now with Nicole Bieler. Bieler for Austria. What can she do? She's now passing to Verena Hanshaw. Hanshaw tries to cross into the goal area, but deflected away, but defended very well by Bright, and the ball has now been caught by Mary Earp. Still, England appear to now have gained in confidence, and some of my players to look out for England are White, Stanway, Hemp, and Kirby, but also look out for the likes of Ella Toone, Alessia Russo, Chloe Kelly, and Beth England, who are currently on the substitutes bench. Williamson now with the ball. She's passed to White, who in turn finds Walsh. It's now gone back to Millie Bright. Millie Bright passing the ball now to Mary Earps. 14 minutes have gone. It's still England 0, Austria 0. And Daly now passes to, I think that was I think that was Walsh. Crossed by Williamson, but was intercepted by Austria. It's now Hanshaw. Hanshaw passing to Zadrazil. Zadrazil has now found Barbara Dunst. Dunst tries to cross to Zadrazil, but headed away by Bright. Jill Scott catches the ball for England just before Narschenweng does so, and it's now Millie Bright once more for England. Kira Walsh passing up the field to Beth Mead. Beth Mead, she scored quite a few goals for England, and the ball has now found Georgia Stanway. Georgia Stanway, will she be the first to open the scoring for Euro 2022? The answer is no, as Austria again hold their line inside the goal here, but it's given England a throw in. So a throw-in given to be taken by Bronze, who throws to Bright, and is now found Williamson. Now back towards Bright. Bright passes back to Williamson. Williamson, very effective as both a player for England and Arsenal. Victoria Schneiderbeck, her Arsenal teammate. Captain for Austria, as Lauren Hemp, Beth Mead, I should say, tries to go for goal. It just clips off the crossbar. That's the closest anyone's come to scoring all game. Or has it gone in? In fact, it has! England take the lead! The first goal for the Women's Euro 2022, and it's the host nation that take the lead. The fans are in raptures. Are England now on the attack? It'll go down as a Beth Mead goal. Beth Mead, nice touch of her foot. So I think it might have been. I think it looked to me as though Vininger might have gotten the last touch of the ball, but I have a feeling it will go down as a Beth Mead goal. and I haven't seen anything like that before. In all the time I've been on the commentary hub, it was the momentum by me that sent the ball in, and Serena Wiegmann Serena Wiegmann punches the air, and Stanway just ran over to Beth Mead and embraced her. That is lovely to see. Ellen White getting in on the act as well. Beth Mead shouting, "Come on!" to the fans. And Austria now have to regroup and refocus if they are to. Austria now have to regroup and refocus if they are to get any further on this. But the referees just wanted to make sure. Will it possibly go to a VAR decision? I don't think it will do. She's now having a chat with. And in fact, there's going to be a goal check. It's a VAR. It's going for a goal check. But we'll let you know what the eventual outcome will be. So straight away after the goal has been scored, it's gone down to VAR, and in fact, the decision has been made. The goal stands. The goal stands. So it didn't need much of an in-depth review, did it? Just a quick check, and that was it, really. But the score is now England 1, Austria 0, and England have got to start getting their momentum going. And Beth Mead also another for Arsenal. She has been in scintillating form both in club and international football this season. As Lucy Bronze, I should say, passes to Millie Bright, now to Leah Williamson. For one wild moment, I thought it was a Weininger own goal, but Mead will take it. So the ball is now with Zadrazil. Zadrazil passes to Schnarderbeck. Schnarderbeck now passing to Weininger. Weininger back towards Puntigam. Puntigam now finds Schnarderbeck. Schnarderbeck now with the ball for Austria. Schnarderbeck tried to pass to Freisinger, but Freisinger just couldn't get to it in time. Bright passing now to Mary Earps. Earps manages to clear the ball out. She finds Ellen White. Ellen White passing the ball now to, I think that was Daly, but it's been given away. But the ball has been given as a free kick. This is what, and the goal line, and we're now having a look at a goal line technology. But that was just a simple check, really. The ball just went over the line. The last few inches of the ball just managed to clear the line. But now that dispute is over. Zinsberg. But now that dispute is over, it's a throw into Austria to be taken by Verena Hanshaw. Hanshaw manages to throw the ball out, but the ball has now been caught by Weininger. Weininger passes to Manuela Zinsberger, also a gunner, but she's now passed to Schnarderbeck. Schnarderbeck to Hanshaw, now back towards Schnarderbeck. Schnarderbeck tries to cross to Freisinger, but was deflected by a Bronze. Stanway tries to get control of the ball, but Stanway in turn has fouled Dunst. Nothing doing, says the referee. Dunst quickly back up on her feet, though, as Hemp, I should say, tried to cross to White, but an Austrian player has gone down. I can't see who it is. It's Weinreuter. Appears to be in some kind of pain. She's clutching her chest by the looks of it. Or is it a pain in the ribs? She was definitely tackled in like the upper part of her body. Did the ball just clip her? I think it might well have done. But play can now resume, and a corner has been given to England to be taken by Beth Mead. Mead raises her hands to signal that she is ready. She should I think tries to do a corner kick to Hemp or at least Bright or Daly. Leah Williamson might be one to take chances, as to should be Ellen White. Mead kicks the ball into the goal, headed by Bright and Lucy Bronze. She's now found Lauren Hemp. Can Ellen White get to it? The answer is no, because Zinsberger just picked it up at the very last moment. And Zinsberger shouting at the defence just to get into their positions. It was actually Hemp who got the touch of the ball. Hanshaw towards Dunst, and the ball has now gone to Weininger. Weininger passes to Zinsberger, who in turn manages to clear the ball out of goal, and it will be a throw-in to England. Would have expected England to be at least 2-0 up by now, but given how strong Austria were at the start, at the start of the game, they've done really well just to keep it. I think they've done really well just to keep the goal up 1-0. But Bronze tries to get the ball through, but it was deflected away by an Austrian defender, which resulted in an England throw, which was quickly taken away. But I think it will be another England throw. Yes, indeed it is, to be taken by Lucy Bronze. 23 and a half minutes in. England 1, Austria 0. The score remains. Bronze throws the ball in towards the goal area. It was almost picked up by Ellen White, but it's only gone out for another throw in again. This time it will be Bronze to take the throw. And Bronze gets ready to aim. She does. She throws to Rachel Daly. Daly couldn't hold on to the ball. Or was it Stanway? No, it was Stanway who had the ball deflected away by Narschenweng. As Bronze throws to Millie Bright. Millie Bright of Chelsea. She passes now to Leah Williamson. Williamson now towards Daly. Now back towards Williamson. Now Bright again. Millie Bright passes to I think that's Kira Walsh. Now back towards Bright. Bright crosses the ball forward towards Bronze, who in turn finds Beth Mead. Beth Mead now with the ball. She passes to Lucy Bronze, who only just got into the goal area, but was deflected away by Narschenweng. Lucy Bronze recently joined Barcelona, and she is not the only English player to be playing overseas, as Georgia Stanway recently joined Bayern Munich from Manchester City, and Rachel Daly plays for Houston Dash in the United States. Fran Kirby passing to Lauren Hemp, and was almost headed in by Ellen White. Just wide off the far post. So, good ball control by Kirby, who passed to Hemp, and White was very unlucky for her header not to go. Was very unlucky for her header not to go the way she wanted. But England aren't giving up in looking for that second goal. 26 minutes gone. England 1, Austria 0. The score remains, and it's a throw-in to Austria to be taken by I think that was Weininger. Weininger throws the ball, and it's now with Nicole Bieler. Bieler towards Barbara Dunst. She passes to Schneiderbeck. Although Ellen White was hunting her down, The ball has now been given away to Austria. Dunst to I think that was Weinreuter, but England were quick to intercept that one, and England have had most possession of the ball, 60% to Austria's 40%. They've caught up massively in terms of ball possession, as it's Lauren Hemp now with the ball, but quickly tackled by Weinreuter. Weinreuter passing to Dunst, who in turn passes back to Weinreuter. Dunst, or should I say Zadrazil, back towards Dunst. Now it's with Weininger. Weininger passing to Dunst, but it's been caught by Weininger again. Weininger passes to Zinsberger, who in turn now passes back towards Schnaderbeck. And it might saying that was a huge chance for Ellen for White's big miss. She's got to be scoring those. I would have to agree. She has got to be scoring those. I would have to agree. But Austria are looking to try and find a way back into this one. They need to as soon as possible if they are to stay in contention for this game. An attempt across towards goal, but was quickly saved. Sent away, I should say, by Bright. It was Hanshaw trying to cross to Zadrazil by the looks of it, but Bright was able to head this one away. Anyway, it's a corner to Austria to be taken by Barbara Dunst. As everyone gets into their positions. Will England be able to save this? Will England be able to save this Austria corner? Dunst raises her arm just to signal to the referee that she's ready. She kicks the ball towards goal, but England swiftly send this one away. I think Kirby had the last touch of the ball on that occasion, and it looks as though it will be a throw-in to Austria. As Weinreuter gets ready to throw the ball for Austria. Weinreuter throws to Hemp. Hemp tried to regain control, but gave it away to Austria. So it'll be another throw-in. To Austria. Irina Furman looks pretty looking pretty pensive. Also don't forget I will be commentating on Norway against Northern Ireland tomorrow on the commentary hub as well, and we're also on the commentary hub too, JB Sports, Storm FM, and the commentary hub too, and also we're also live on our Twitch channel. So hello to everyone that's listening on our Twitch channel, and as an indirect free kick has been awarded to England, and we're now into the 30th minute. It's still England 1, Austria 0. Leah Williamson crossing the ball forward to Lauren Hemp. Hemp now trying to find Ellen White. But or was it Daly that crossed forward to White? White, I think it might have been. No, it wasn't. It was Beth Mead, I should say. So Mead tried to cross to Ellen White, but I think she was. But was she pushed down by Schnaderbeck? It looked like she was, but nothing doing, says the referee. As Zinsberger manages to send the ball out of goal, but she's given it away to Georgia Stanway, and the ball is now with Ellen White. Ellen White passing to Hemp, who has now found Bronze. Bronze now towards Bright. Millie Bright still has control of the ball. She passes to Hemp, and it's now with Bronze. Now back towards this time Kira Walsh, who has found Leah Williamson. And the ball is now with Frank Kirby. Frank Kirby almost dodged Sarah Zadrazil, but Zadrazil was able to regain possession. Beth Mead trying to tackle the ball, but to no avail. Austria still have possession as Zinsberger passes the ball to Weininger, but was almost tackled by Ellen White, and that sent the ball out of play again. So that will be another throw in to Austria. Austria get ready to throw the ball. They're ready to throw the ball out, which they do. As England, but it's been given away to England. The ball is now with Leah Williamson. Williamson passing to Mary Earps, who in turn finds Bright. Bright back towards Earps. Earps crossing the ball out, clearing the ball out of goal, I should say, towards Lucy Bronze. But the ball is now been picked up by Georgia Stanway. Kira Walsh passing the ball now towards Frank Kirby. Kirby has found Lauren Hemp by the looks of it. No, Beth Mead. Beth Mead had the ball last. So it'll be an England throw in as Austria appear to have deflected the ball out. So throw in taken by England. Beth Mead passing to Bright. The ball is now with Walsh. We're about 12 minutes away from half time as Williamson passes to Frank Kirby. Kirby back now towards Mead. Mead to I think that was Williamson now. Millie Bright. Bright now with the ball crossing forward now towards Beth Mead. Beth Mead does a long-range cross towards Lauren Hemp, but the ball's been picked up by Manuela Zinsberger. Had Lauren Hemp reacted a fraction of a second sooner, that would likely have been England's second. Zinsberger now has the ball once more, but she's given it away to England. The ball is now with Kira Walsh. Walsh tries to find Ellen White, but intercepted by Austria. Austria now have the ball back, and it's now with Narschenwang. Narschenwang crossing to, I think that was Nicole Bieler, but Millie Bright was able to stop her in her tracks. Austria are still holding their ground. Are still holding their ground despite being a goal down. Hanshaw gives the ball away to England. Stanway passing to Leah Williamson. The ball is now with Kira Walsh. Walsh now passes to Leah Williamson. Now back towards Walsh. Bright. Now back to Williamson. Williamson passing now to Kira Walsh. Walsh has now found Georgia Stanway. Stanway passing up the field to Jill Scott. Lauren Hemp now, but Hemp gives the ball back to Stanway. Stanway now passing back to Bright, who in turn finds Daly, I think. But Daly is now crossed back towards Lucy Bronze. The ball is now with Frank Kirby. Frank Kirby passes to Bronze. Now White. But the ball has now been cleared out of goal, at least for now. Stanway tries to get the ball back into the goal and was aiming for Lauren Hemp, but Hemp's kick just couldn't. Hemp's kick just couldn't send the ball in. Superb cross by Stanway, but it looks to me as though Dunst did well to block any advances by Hemp. Schnaderbeck passing to Hanshaw. Hanshaw has now found Bieler. The ball is now with Freisinger. Freisinger gives the ball away to England, and Irina Furman now gesturing with her hands to try and get to try and give up to try and sort of spur Austria on. Bronze deals with the throw-in headed by I think that was Williamson. The ball has now been given, or should I say, Hemp. It's now with Barbara Dunst for Austria towards Weininger, but England are defending their line. But England are defending that one really well. We're now less than 10 minutes. It's now less than 10 minutes until half time. And the England supporters are still showing their appreciation for for their nation as Bronze tries to hold on to the ball, but it was given away to Austria. So Austria now have the ball back. It's now with Barbara Dunst, who passes to Verena Hanshaw. Verena Hanshaw passes to Victoria Schnaderbeck. Schnaderbeck, who in turn passes to Zinsberger. Zinsberger does well to clear the ball out of goal and tries to find Leah Williamson, but nothing doing in this instance. And it'll be a throw-in again to Austria. So Austria get ready to take the throw, which they do. It's Bieler now with the ball, but it's been given to I think that was Dunst or Weinreus, I should say, quickly taken by Walsh, but the ball has gone out of play. But the ball is now out of play again, and it will be an England throw-in this time. Looks like it'll be a Millie Bright, or should I say Rachel Daly throw. Daly throws the ball to Mead. Now back towards Daly. The ball is now with Ellen White, who in turn finds Leah Williamson. Straight now back towards Earps, who clears the ball forward to Lucy Bronze. But Austria tried to tackle it, but England still managed to hold on to the ball. And Lucy Bronze now pelting up the field, although she's got Freisinger for company, and Freisinger's persistence will likely have paid off because she was able to tackle the ball a lot. And Mike says that England seem a lot more comfortable and in control in the game after going 1-0 up. I thought they were trying to attack more, but Mike could well be right as Lauren Hemp looked like she was about to cross to a Stanway or somebody. But the ball is now with Millie Bright, who in turn passes to Leah Williamson. Williamson passes the ball towards Mary Earps in goal. Bright now towards Kira Walsh. Walsh now pass up the field to up the wing, I should say, to Daly. The ball is now with Beth Mead, who in turn passes back towards Daly. The ball is now with Williamson again. 5 minutes to go until half time. It's England 1, Austria 0, and you're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones. Anyway, here's Frank Kirby. Frank Kirby had the ball just a moment or two ago, but she's now found Millie Bright. Bright, who in turn finds Lauren Hemp. Hemp now tries to hold on to the ball, just about does it. Does well to hold off the advances of the Austrian defence, but she couldn't. But she was unable to cross the ball in towards goal. And it looks like it will be, and it looks like as though it will be an England, or should I say Austria, goal kick to be taken once more by Zinsberger. Austria still doing well. Austria is still doing well despite the fact that they have been unable to so far equalise against England. They've had a couple of good chances themselves, but as ever, England were on hand to prevent that. them. But another throw into Austria, but England are quick. But England are quick to attack. But England are quick to take the ball off them. It's now with Bronze, who passes to Bright. Less than 5 minutes to go. Less than 5 minutes to go now until half time. As the ball is now with Zadrazil. Zadrazil passes to Dunst. Dunst tries to pass to Abila. She does so, but the ball is now going around. Austria. It's now straight towards Freisinger. Freisinger passing to. I think that might have been Weinreuter, but and Austria came really close to leveling against England. Freisinger passed to Schneiderbeck, but England did really well. But England did really well to defend that one, which would have likely been a goal by Katharina Narschenweng. Bronze now with the ball. Bronze still has control of the ball, and the ball has now gone to Lauren Hemp. It's now with Georgia Stanway. Stanway towards White. Now back to Lauren Hemp. Hemp is running up the field, crossing towards Ellen White in the goal area, but White misses the post by several yards. What a I'd have to say that attempt on goal by White was somewhat disappointing, and a missed attempt on target. She can't be doing this throughout the whole game, surely, as Bronze now regains control of the ball, but Austria are still looking threatening, and in fact Austria have the ball now with Nicole Bieler. Bieler passing now to Zadrazil. Zadrazil passing towards Dunst, and Dunst tackled by an England midfielder. I couldn't quite make out who it was. It might have been Stanway. The ball is now with Daly, who passes to Kira Walsh. The ball has now found Lauren Hemp. 7 attempts on goal by England in comparison to Austria's 2. We're now entering the last few minutes. We're now entering the last minute or so of the first half. Or should that be the penultimate minute? As Beth Mead tries to regain possession, but was unable to do so. And it'll be a throw-in to England to be taken by Rachel Daly. Daly gets ready to throw to Mead, who in turn finds Kira Walsh. Walsh now towards Georgia Stanway, who in turn passes to Bronze, across by Bronze, but deflected away, and we're now and only 1 minute and 1 minute has been added on. So this could be a chance for England to grab a second at the last minute, but Austria will, I'm sure, have a few things to say about that. As Weininger, I should say, and the ball has now been given to Fran Kirby, who in time finds Lauren Hemp. Lauren Hemp tries to go for a second goal, but just over the crossbar, just lobbed it over. I just lobbed it over the goalkeeper. Hemp should be disappointed. That looked like a superb effort, but I think it just glanced off Zinsberger. Indeed, it did, and Feiersinger showing her appreciation. But the ball has now, but it's now a corner. So what looked to be a minute will go on longer than expected. So England will have to take advantage of this last minute corner to double their lead. It's now with Fran Kirby. Kirby crosses the ball into the goal area towards Ellen White, who in turn finds Bronze. But Austria are still managing to keep the ball out, and in fact, there goes the whistle for half time. A slow start by England, but they came into their own as the game progressed, and Beth Mead's opening goal could well have made all the difference. Could well have made the whole difference throughout this whole game. And the halftime score at Old Trafford in this opening match for the Women's Euro 2022 is England 1, Austria 0. And we're going to take a break, but we'll be back before the start of the second half. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage of the opening match of the Women's Euro 2022. And England lead Austria by a goal 2-0. Slow starts for the Lionesses, thanks to a superior performance by Austria, which caught them off guard. But England quickly regained control after 10 or so minutes. So the second half is just about getting ready to start. It'll be England to kick us off, and away we go. For the start of the second half, England are playing from right to left this time. Austria are playing left to right. And straight away, it looks like England are quickly in possession as Mary Earps passes ball back to Millie Bright. Earps takes the ball again, who in turn finds Leah Williamson. Now Beth Mead. The ball is now with Fran Kirby. No halftime substitutions have been made for either side. And in fact, Kirby has gone down already, fouled by, I think it might have been Laura Weinreuter. I have a feeling it was. Yes, just stamped on her foot there. Kirby sort of hopping and limping about. This is not what she needs. She had a spout of mental health. She had a spout of mental health problems earlier in the year, and has only been on the pitch for a while now. So she really needs to have a good game tonight. As Mary Earps now picks up the ball, takes for the ball again, I should say, for England. She passes to Millie Bright, and time passes back to Walsh. It's now back with Bright. Now straight towards Lucy Bronze, who's looking for Georgia Stanway, and Stanway just gets the ball, but Bronze, but she only passes back to Bronze, and that's a throw-in to Austria. And it'll be and once again it's a throw in to Austria, and it'll be but England have regained control as Kira Walsh now passes to Georgia Stanway. Georgia Stanway has collided with Victoria Schneiderbeck, and Austria have now taken the ball back. Could there be a chance for an Austrian equaliser? No. An effort on goal by Nicole Bieler. And Stanway it was actually Puntigan who collided with Stanway, and not a very good not a good opportunity for Stanway to go down like that. And a corner has been given to Austria. Can they equalise from there? The answer is no, as Lauren Hemp regains control for England, but it only results in a throw in to Austria. And I just had to quickly correct a couple of things. Apologies if I missed out. Throw-in given to Austria, who regain control, but England are quick to take back possession of the ball. Alan White just headed the ball momentarily for England. The ball is now with Dunst for Austria. Dunst does well to hold off the advances of Rachel Daly, but she only passes the ball out of play, and it's a throw into Austria. I think England might have gotten the last touch on that one, actually. And Daly this time definitely gets the last touch of the ball. So once again, it's another throw into Austria. The third for them in as little as under 30 seconds, as as Zadrazil tries to get the ball to I think that was Narshenbang, but England were quick to deal with that one. England now have control of the ball again. It's now Fran Kirby for England, or was it? But she only managed to give the ball away to Austria. Kirby was one of the standout players for England during the World Cup in Canada in 2015. As now Lauren Hemp has the ball for England, she tries to pass to a Kirby, but Austria were quick to put a stop to that. And Daly tried to tackle the ball off Dunce, but nothing doing so far. Just less than. We're now 5 minutes into the second half. It's still England 1, Austria 0. As and it's another throw-in given to England. Daly to take the throw as she passed around to Fran Kirby, and the ball is now with Lauren Hemp. Hemp tries to find Daly. Daly almost has the ball back. It's now with Fran Kirby. Kirby just outside the goal area. She passes back to Daly, who in turn finds the captain, Leah Williamson. Williamson now towards Bright. Bright passes to, I think that was Stanway, but it's now with Walsh. It's now, and the ball is now found Daly once more. Daly to Walsh. Now back to Williamson. Walsh, I should say. Back towards Daly. Now Williamson. This time finds Millie Bright. Bright tries to crossing towards Lauren Hemp, but Kirby now has the ball. Kirby goes for a long-range shot, saved by Zinsberger. And that was a well-timed save. That was a well-timed save by the Austrian number one. And the ball is now still with Austria. It's now with Narshenbang to a Hanshaw, but England are quick to intercept the ball. But Austria have now taken the ball back. Weinreuter gives the ball away to Beth Mead, who in turn finds Rachel Daly. It's now Lauren Hemp. Hemp now with the ball, but tackled from behind by Laura Weinreuter. No card given to her. Daly passing now to Millie Bryce, who in turn finds Lucy Bronze. Now back towards Bright, who in turn finds Leah Williamson. Williamson now passing the ball to Kira Walsh. Across by Walsh towards Beth Mead. Beth Mead now passes to Lauren Hemp, who in turn tries to find Ellen White, but White just couldn't get the ball in. Are England lining up for a second try? Kira Walsh crossing the ball towards Ellen White. This time the ball goes towards Lauren Hemp, but Austria do really well to hold off this attack. And now it's it's with Bright, who passes to Lucy Bronze. Bronze is just outside the goal area. Tries to cross in towards goal, but the ball just clips the side netting. And Lucy Bronze clearly not happy about this. Was her angle a bit off? I think her angle was in fact a bit off, but Hanshaw might have actually gotten a foot to it. So after just over 53 minutes, it's still England 1, Austria 0. And you're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones. We're also live on the Commentary Hub too, Storm FM, JB Sports, and we're also on our Twitch. And speaking, the ball is now with Austria, who in turn deflect it out. For another throw. So it'll be Weinreuter to take the throw. So she gets ready, looks for someone to throw it to. She finds, I think, Schnaderbeck, but was almost dispossessed by England. But Austria still managing to hold on to the ball. She's now found Freisinger. Freisinger gives the ball away though to Beth Mead. It's now with Lucy Bronze. Bronze passes to Bright. Bright tries to cross to, I think that was Beth Mead, but the ball is now out of play. It's now gone. It's now an Austria throw. Throw into Austria. After nearly 10 minutes, England appear to. After nearly 10 minutes, England almost appears to be getting back into. England almost appears to be gaining back full control, but Austria having a few things to say about this, as Frank Kirby tries to cross to Lauren Hemp, almost does so, but Weinreuter, I thought Weinreuter was going to get to the ball, but Hemp just had a quick touch to it. But Weinreuter now has the ball for Austria. Weinreuter passing back to Weininger, who in turn finds Schnaderbeck. It's now with Barbara Dunst. Dunst trying to cross to Nicole Bieler, but the ball has been intercepted by Lucy Bronze. No word as of yet when there will be any substitutions from either England or Austria. I'm betting Ella Toon or Alessia Russo are likely to come on. In fact, an Austrian player looks like she might be getting ready to come on. It looks to me as though it looks like Julia Hickelsberger Fuller will be coming on, as a throwing quickly taken by Austria. It's now with Bieler towards, I think that's I think that was towards Freisinger, but that might have been an attempt on goal by Freisinger. Or was it Narschenwang? Narschenwang had a touch of the ball with her left foot, but I think Bronze might have deflected it. But I think Bronze might have deflected it away from her. Anyway, so a goal kick to be taken swiftly away by Mary Earps. But it was headed away. But the ball was headed out of play by Hanshaw, and so it will be another. And so it will be another England throw-in. Bright now with the ball. She passes to what looks to be Rachel Daly. No, Williamson, then Daly. Daly crossing the ball forward to Frank Kirby. Kirby tries to gain control, but she pushes Karina Weininger out of the way, over the line, and almost took control of the ball. That looked unintentional to me. But Hickelsberger getting ready to come onto the field by the looks of it, as a play still going on around the Austria goal area, as Bronze poorly gives the ball away to Austria, but England now regain control. It's now with Leah Williamson. Williamson towards Daly. Daly passing this time to Kira Walsh. Across by Walsh, aiming for Lauren Hemp. Lauren Hemp has the ball just outside the goal area. She passes to Georgia Stanway. Stanway goes around the defenders, but the ball just misses the near post. Stanway should have aimed for some. Stanway should have gone for another angle, in my view. So. But Austria about to make a substitution as Katharina Narschenwang comes off, I should say, and on comes Julia Hickelsberger Fuller. Hickelsberger Fuller, a regular at Hoffenheim in the Frauen-Bundesliga. So the scoreline still remains after almost 59 minutes. England 1, Austria 0. Austria have shown signs of brilliance, but not this time, as Freisinger has collided with, I think that was Lauren Hemp, or was it Rachel Daly? No, it was Rachel Daly, she just ran into her by the looks of it, Pretty clumsy in my view. Nothing intentional, as two England substitutions are about could well be made. Chloe Kelly and Ella Toone could well be coming on by the looks of it. I think I just saw Alessia Russo in the background as well. She might come on at a later period as Hanshaw now has the ball for Austria, but given away towards Millie Bright, and it's now with Georgia Stanway, who in turn passes to Walsh. Walsh now towards Leah Williamson, I should say. Millie Bright now with the ball. She passes to Georgia Stanway. Stanway has found Lucy Bronze. Bronze tries to hold off Freisinger, but she manages to pass to her to Beth Mead. Good teamwork. Good teamwork by England. Daly now with the ball, who passes to Hemp. But the Manchester City forward tries to hold on to the ball, but can't. She's tackled from behind by Weinroy. So very disappointed. I mean, look at disappointment in her face as Daly gets ready to take the throw in for England. She throws to Kirby. Kirby tries to hold off the attack by Austria, fails to do so, and it's Nicole Bieler for Austria, but she's managed to pass to Hickelsberger Fuller. I think the ball just went over the line, and that will result in an England throw. And yes, I was right. It was Alessia Russo who might be getting ready to make a substitution. So England could make 3 substitutions throughout the second half. Kira Walsh crosses the ball forward to Lucy Bronze. Bronze now towards Georgia Stanway, who in turn passes to Millie Bright. Lucy Bronze passes now down wing, I should say, to Leah Williamson, who in turn finds Fran Kirby. Kirby passes back towards Daly. Passes to Daly. Bright now has the ball again. Bright crossing towards the goal area and almost caught by Fran Kirby, but nothing doing on that occasion. So a throw-in to Austria to be taken by Laura Weinreuter. Laura Weinreuter tries to find Bieler, but given away to Leah Williamson. Williamson passing it to Stanway, who in turn finds Bright. She passes down the wing to Williamson, and the ball is now with Walsh, but Austria almost intercepted that one, but England are still in control. Walsh now towards Bright, who in turn finds Bronze. Bronze passes back to Stanway, now with Bronze again. Walsh passes to Millie Bright, and the ball is now with Leah Williamson, who finds Rachel Daly, or should I say Lauren Hemp. Hemp now towards Daly, and tackled by Sarah Zadrazil, and substitution is about to be made for England as Fran Kirby comes off in play, and in her place will be Ella Toone. Ella Toone, one of the star players, in my view, in recent times for England, scored in the Women's World Cup qualifying campaign, scored in the Arnold Clark Cup, and also I believe was a scorer in the recent friendlies that England have been playing. So will another substitution for England about to be made? I think Chloe Kelly has come onto the pitch as well. She has, in place of the earlier goal scorer Beth Mead, and Alessia Russo has come onto the pitch as well in place of Ellen White. And straight in there is Alessia Russo, who tries to find Chloe Kelly. I think she has Kelly. Kelly now has the ball for England. Kelly tries to cross to Lauren Hemp. Just about does it, but it's now with Rachel Daly. Daly passing to Lauren Hemp. But the ball has now gone back towards Austria. Will having those three fresh substitutes give England more? Will having these substitutes give England more of a chance to attack? We shall have to see. We shall have to see about that one. As we shall have to see on that one as we're now just coming up. As we're now just 64 and a half minutes in. It still remains England 1, Austria 0. As Freisinger crosses to Hanshaw, but well tackled by England. And the ball is now with Alessia Russo by the looks of it. Or was that Alatoon? No, it was Alatoon. Russo and Kelly, Russo and Kelly, they've been good for England. They've been really good for England recently. As Beth Mead now takes her place among the subs bench. I think Nikita Paris, receiving acknowledgement from her as well, takes her place among Ellen White and Fran Kirby. As Williamson passes to Millie Bright. Now it's back with Bright, who in turn passes back towards Daly. Daly now finds Walsh, who in turn passes to Alatoon. Alatoon now with the ball for England. It's gone back towards Walsh. She crosses forward and finds Lauren Hemp. Hemp just manages to get to the ball. She's trying to hold off Weininger, but Weininger just clips her and sends the ball out of play. So will that be a corner for England? It looks like it very much will be, and it will be Chloe Kelly who will take the corner kick for England. Chloe Kelly recently returned to international duty after a long spell of injury. After a long spell of injury, she's been away a long time, but it's great to see her back in international competition. Alatoon tries to cross the ball in towards Alessia Russo. I think she found Russo, but it's now back with Kelly. Kelly towards Russo, but Austria do very well. But Austria do really well to keep that ball out of play. It's now with Millie Bright towards Kira Walsh. Walsh passes back to Mary Earps in goal. Williamson now with the ball for England. She crosses the ball now and has found Chloe Kelly. Kelly almost gives the ball away to Weinreuter, but she manages to Weinreuter deflects that one out. So it will likely be another corner for England. Serena Wiegman in conversation with Arjen Vironal, the assistant manager, as Kelly raises her arms to signal that she is ready to take the corner. She kicks the ball into the goal area, but it doesn't result in anything for England. Daly passing to Stanway, and Stanway crossing the ball, but saved by Zinsberger. Zinsberger has been on form for Austria. So she could well be in contention for tonight's player of the match, as Weininger passes the ball around to, I think that was Dunst, that we shall see, as Williamson now has the ball again for England. Williamson passing to Earps. Earps has now found Kira Walsh once more, and she's now passed to Ella Toon. Toon passing to Lauren Hemp. Hemp has been really good at setting up opportunities, but it looks as though she was trying to go for one herself, and it just sailed over the crossbar, or should I say arced. Hemp should have possibly gone for a tighter angle. I think her angle was her angle was a bit too loose, which is why it went wide. Anyway, Zadrazil for Austria now. She passes to Weinreuter, who in turn she passes to Schneiderbeck, the captain, and it's now with Hickelsberger Fuller. 377 passes completed for England. Austria have only got 180. So England, possession-wise and passes and attempts on goal, they're well and truly dominating this game now. Whether they'll win it, whether they'll add to any more goals or not, I don't know. But as Mike mentioned earlier on in the first half, they seem pretty confident to hold on to just a 1-goal lead. But only time will tell as Stanway passes the ball now to Rachel Daly, who in turn finds Hemp tackled by Weinreuter, and play has been halted momentarily. I think that might have been the tackle by Weinreuter on Hemp. She's been roughed up a bit throughout this game, hasn't she? And but it's given England a free kick. Can England take advantage of the free kick and make it a double? They were unable to do so earlier on. They were unable to do so earlier on in the game, but with just under 20 minutes to go, this could well be another opportunity for England to take advantage of that free kick and straight into the goal area after that free kick by I think that was Hemp, but saved just at the last moments by Zinsberger. Kelly tried to sell them a dummy, and Russo it was in fact Russo who was closest to the ball, but Puntigam was able to tackle that one. Anyway, the ball has now found Sarah Zadrazil, who in turn sends the ball out. Of play, so it will be another Austria throw, and it will be another Austria throw. It's taken by Weinreuter, which she has, and the ball is now with Freisinger. Freisinger tried to hold on but couldn't. And the ball is deflected away by England, so it'll be another Austria throw to be taken by Weinreuter. Weinreuter throws the ball, but given away again, but deflected out by Lauren Hemp, I think. Anyway, throw taken again by Austria, but England have managed to take back control of the ball. Not for long though, as the ball was quickly deflected away, so it'll be another Austria throw. Weinreuter throws towards, I think that was Zadrazil. Now it's back to Weinreuter. Weinreuter crosses towards the goal area, but just couldn't get to anyone inside there. Verena Hanshaw now has the ball. She's passed to Laura Freisinger. Freisinger now passes to, I think that was Weininger. Weininger now finds gives the ball away, I should say, to Ella Toon. And England tried to take advantage of this, but can't, as Dunst passes to Zinsberger, who has now found Weininger. Weininger this time towards Zadrazil. Zinsberger now back to Weininger. Weininger now with the ball. She crosses the ball this time to Nicole Bieler, but again the ball has been given away to Weinreuter, and Austria still doing really well to hold on to the ball, but Bright tries to tackle, but to no avail, as Hickelsberger Fuller has gone down. As a Hickelsberger Fuller has gone down, or was it Daly who tackled her? Yes, indeed. Yes, it was Rachel Daly who tackled. That didn't look very malicious in my view. It looked very unintentional. But it's given a free kick to Austria, and it will be Verena Hanshaw who will take the free kick, which she does. But the ball has been cleared away by England, at least for now. Russo tries to get the ball out of the goal area, and she does so. But that will only result in a goal, a throw-in, I should say, to Austria to be taken by Verena Hanshaw. Hanshaw throws to Zadrazil, but that's given the ball out again for another throw-in as a Georgieva gets ready to come on as a substitute by the looks of it. So with 15 minutes to go, it still remains England 1, Austria 0. I would have expected at least a couple of more goals by England. So I would have expected a couple of more goals by England, but Austria are starting to show that they are. But Austria have been showing that they are a side not to be underestimated in terms of defence, even though they did make the semi-finals at the last Women's Euros in 2017. The ball is now with Georgia Stanway, I think, by the looks of it, but given away to Austria. Now it's back. Now it's with Lucy Bronze. Kira Walsh crossing the ball this time, I think, to Chloe Kelly. Chloe Kelly now has the ball, or is it Alessia Russo? Kelly tries to go for goal, but can't. The ball just goes wide. I had a fear. It looked like she was going to take the ball on. Should have passed to Alessia Russo in my opinion. That way England would have had more of a chance at getting their second goal. So Schneiderbeck comes off the pitch, and on comes Marina Georgieva. So goal kick to be taken this time by Austria, and I could just about see that Karina Weininger is now wearing the captain's armband. So less than 15 minutes to go. You're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones. We're also on the Commentary Hub 2, JB Sports, Storm FM, and we're also on our Twitch, and we're also live on our Twitch channel as well. England now are back in control, but the ball's been given away to Austria once more. England tried to take the ball back, which they almost succeed in doing, but Freisinger has the ball for Austria, but in time has passed to Sarah Zadrazil. Zadrazil tries to go for a long-range shot at goal, set palmed away by Mary Earps. A very close finish by Austria. It was Barbara Dunst. It was actually Barbara Dunst that was going for goal, but Earps, very sharp reflexes, just palmed the ball away. Nice save by the Manchester United keeper, but it's only given a corner to Austria, and as it stands, they are level at 4 apiece with England. Austria need to take advantage of this corner to equalise with England, but they fail to do so as Bila has given the ball away, unfortunately for them, to England, and the ball is now with Sarah Puntigam towards Bila, and the ball is now with Walsh. Walsh tried to find Alessia Russo, but the ball was intercepted by Austria. Zinsberger passes to Weininger. Weininger passing now to I think that's Georgieva, but England still trying to hold on. I think player's been stopped for something which might have involved Alessia Russo that I did not see. But will it? But it's only given an indirect free kick to Austria, and Austria now need to take advantage of this. But Lucy Bronze tried to tackle the ball off Barbara Dunst. So with almost 10 minutes to go, it's still England 1, Austria 0. Bronze gets ready to throw. Bronze gets ready to take the throw in, which she does. She throws, but the ball was just glanced off. A couple of balls just glanced off an Austrian player's head ahead. So it'll be another throw in to England. Bronze to take the throw, which she does. She throws to Alessia Russo, but Russo just misses a chance to take advantage, and the ball goes out of play. It's another throw, and it's a throw into Austria. 10 minutes to go now at Old Trafford, and the ball was almost picked up by Zadrazil, and it's now with Nicole Bieler for Austria. England do really well to halt that attack by Austria, and Austria still looking to try and break through England's defence. Like I say, England started off rather shakily, but they managed to get themselves into their stride. And the ball has gone out of play once more. Bit of scrappy defending by England as they tried to hold off. As they tried to hold off this attempt on goal by Bieler, but succeeded eventually. Walsh now with the ball for England, but given away to Georgieva, who in turn passes to I think that was Puntigam. But it's been given away. But it's been given away to England. It's now with Lauren Hep. She goes for it. She tries to go for the second goal, but the ball's just been caught by Manuela Zinsberger. Just under 10 minutes left now as Zinsberger gets ready to clear the ball out of goal. It's now with Weininger. Weininger does well to it across the ball forward and has found Freisinger passing now to Dunst. I'm surprised Austria have only made one substitute. I think they should have at least done one more. England have failed so far to take advantage with those three extra substitutions, and Irene Furman perhaps knows. And Irene Furman perhaps knows that Austria will lose their first game in the women's Euro in this year's women's Euros. Don't forget they still have Northern Ireland and Norway to face, as do England. Puntigam passing the ball now to I think that was Dunst. Dunst passing now but gives the ball away, I should say, to Millie Bright. Bright now passing to Rachel Daly. Daly now to Williamson. This time now towards Kira Walsh. Now back towards Rachel Daly. Daly passing now to Williamson, I should say, passing to Daly. But it's now so Chloe Kelly almost caught control of the ball, and the ball is now with Ella Toon. Ella Toon passes to Chloe Kelly. Kelly tries to hold on to the ball, but tackled by Laura. But tackled by Laura Weinreuter. For me, it's difficult to say who my. But for me, it's very difficult to say who my player of the match in this game should be. It's kind of a toss-up between Beth Mead and one or two other players. But Alessia Russo might change my mind. but her attempt was blocked by Verena Hanshaw. A couple of Austrian players have really stood out for me as well, such as Hanshaw and Weinreuter. But in terms of teamwork, and setting up chances, even though they didn't work, I would have to say Lauren Hemp is a strong contender. And speaking of Lauren Hemp, she's about to take the 5th corner of the game for England. Hemp places the ball inside the corner. The assistant referee checks to make sure that everybody is in the correct position. Lauren Hemp signals that she is ready. She passes to Ella Toon. Ella Toon almost loses control of the ball, but just holds on to it. She should have crossed that ball in sooner when she had the chance. She does so now, but the ball has been picked up by Manuela Zinsberger. Russo just couldn't get hold of it, and tonight's attendance at Old Trafford, according to Russ, is 68,871. As it looks like another Austria substitute is about to come on. Maria Hubinger. By the looks of it, it looks like it's going to come on, and I could just about see that an Austrian player has indeed gone to ground. It is Laura Heisinger. She's moving about though, which is good. Anyway, she's up on her feet. I think she was clutching at her chest, some kind of blow to her chest there. It was done by Ella Toon. By the looks of it, I think she just slapped her in the chest or something. But she's walking okay. And anyway, Freisinger will be off, and on comes Maria Hobinger. Hobinger now for Austria. Or is it Puntigan passing to Zadrazil. Zadrazil now passing it to Dunst. The ball is now found Rachel Daly. Georgia Stanway now with the ball, who in turn gives it away to a Hobinger. Hobinger straight now towards Freisinger, but saved. Or should that be Weinreuter? It was Weinreuter, but it's a caught just at the last moments by Mary Earps. 3 minutes to go now. In the commentary hub. No, in fact, it was neither of them. It was Hickelsberger Fuller who were trying to go for a goal, which was saved by Earps. But because of that wonder goal that she scored in the first half, I'm going to say that my player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, is Beth Mead. Who would your player of the match have been? Let me know. Who would your player of the match been? Let me know in the comments section, please. As Toon, I should say, passes to Russo. Alessia Russo now with the ball for England. She passes to Lucy Bronze. Bronze finds Kira Walsh. Walsh passes back towards Bronze. Now it's with Russo. Now Kira Walsh. Walsh now passing to Leah Williamson, who in turn finds Rachel Daly. Rachel Daly now sprinting up the pitch. She passes to Ella Toon. Ella Toon has found Chloe Kelly, but well halted by Karina Weininger. And Serena Wiegman perhaps sensing that victory is very much England. Ball cleared out of goal by Manuela Zinsberger. And the ball is now headed towards Hickelsberger Fuller, but England are quick to take the ball back. Stanway towards Ella Toon. Toon passing to Bronze, who passes back towards Toon. And Toon now finds Lauren Hemp. Or should that be Alessia Russo? It was Alessia Russo. Stanway towards Walsh. Now Lucy Bronze. And it's now with Alessia Russo. And the ball is now with Georgia Stanway. Back now towards Leah Williamson. Williamson passing to Rachel Daly. And it's now with Kira Walsh. Walsh crossing to, I think that's Alessia Russo. Russo passing to Lucy Bronze. Bronze now towards Stanway. But she gives the ball away to Georgieva. And Russ says that his player of the match would have been Lauren Hemp. That's a fair shout, I would say. As 2 minutes have now been added. As 2 minutes have now been added on, and Austria need to make those 2 minutes count in order to equalise with England. But England are so far holding their ground really well. As it'll be a free kick this time given to Austria, and I think it will be. No, it is a free kick given to Austria. Can't see who'll take the free kick though. It's actually Zinsberger who'll take the free kick. Zinsberger coming out of goal there because Austria seem to be pretty desperate as something has happened to Rachel Daly just outside the goal area. Someone must have tackled her from behind. She's shouting and wincing in pain, but she's quickly back up on her feet. I couldn't see who had tackled her from behind, but time is very much against Austria right now with just over 30 seconds to go until the end of the match, as Chloe Kelly now has the ball for England but gives it away to Laura Weinreuter. Weinreuter loses the ball to Ella Toon, but Austria are able to take the ball back. England now managed to regain control thanks to Leah Williamson. We're now into the final minutes of injury time, and England have won the first game of the Women's Euros. Fantastic start to the Lionesses campaign. Despite a shaky start at the beginning, Austria showed their prowess, but after that Beth Mead goal, it was all about defending for Austria, which they managed to do. England just couldn't add any more goals as predicted, but a win is a win nonetheless. Final score at Old Trafford in this opening game for the Women's Euro 2022: England 1, Austria 0. I've been Nicholas Jones. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the game tonight. And join me again tomorrow when Northern Ireland take on Norway, which is the second match in Group A. So I hope to join you then. Good night.